Hashem Rakah HaKodash. It is June 15, 2018. And I'm the brother Kawak. And this is the brother He said Amawan. And this is the Camp Cosmos, and that's the word that's used in John 3:16. Now today we're going to go over a simple topic. We're going to talk about what the Lord looks like, and just the basic stuff, and who the Lord came for, and who the devil is. You want to get Revelation 1 and 15? Well, let's start at 13. Because there's a lot of people out here that are cursed. People out here don't know who they are. They don't know who the Lord is. They don't know what the name of the Lord is, and see, when they find out who you are, they walk the other way. You see that man? You see him? He just walked across the street. Yeah. He said, I don't want to find out who I am. And I'm not even being rude to anybody. I can carry a polite conversation. You got that? Go for it. Lift up your voice.
This is Revelation 13:1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
That sounds like an incredible thing. I think I called for 1 and 13, but that's good. That's good too. That's a good one, because that's one of the things that these people can't imagine. That's one of the things that these people have a hard time understanding. It seems fantastic, huh? A beast with crowns and all that glimmer. Those crowns represent governments, and those 10 horns is the EU and NATO. And the bitch riding that beast, that's Babylon the Great, the great harlot. That's the America. But
so. This right here is the image of the Lord. This is Revelation 1 and 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
Now the 7 candlesticks represents all of Israel. In the midst of it means amongst those people. So Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, looks like Judah. Amongst this is amongst the 7 candlesticks. Go ahead.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, cloth with a garment down to the foot.
Similar to us, similar to what we're wearing. Go ahead, say something.
Oh yeah, just like how we got our garments. That's how Yahweh Shai had his garments.
And that's basically how we should be looking, but we don't, because one, you'd be ashamed. You'd be ashamed to look like this, because it's been whipped out of you to look like Esau, to look like skinny jeans wearing. You know, these kids nowadays. You know, yeah. They're disrespecting the image of the Most High. Carry on. Go ahead.
And girt about the palps.
Girt about the paps. That is a warrior thing. You cover your paps all around here, your soft areas, your kidneys. These motherfuckers out here got their pants sagging, exposing their asshole, man. Exposing themselves.
Not dressed like warriors, you know.
Not dressed like warriors, man. How the fuck? How are you gonna be prepared when the time of calamity comes? Go ahead.
Yep. All right. And girt about the palps with the golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
Now wool, what is wool? I mean, I don't have hair like wool, but it's not laying down.
So wool is like sheep's hair.
sheep's hair, and you have co-workers that are Negro. I don't even like using that term. I don't even like using the term black or Negro. We're Israelites. But we look different than the other nations. Judah has that curly hair like wool. Some other and other people amongst the 12 tribes do too. Go ahead.
His hair wasn't straight.
No, it wasn't. Like that picture.
It wasn't straight and long, you know.
Shit.
His hair grew like an afro. Okay. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as flame of fire.
That flame of fire is an intense look.
Yeah,
he was intense, man. Remember when he flipped the tables over? Sure, yeah. It's going. Remember when he flipped the tables over at the it was a temple, but they were using it as a money exchange.
His eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
As if they burn in the furnace.
So fine brass is like the color of a penny, right?
And that's pretty dark.
And if you burn it in a furnace,
if you burn anything in a furnace, wood, for example, it turns into dark charcoal. Real dark.
and his voice has the sound of many waters.
Because his voice was loud. I'm gonna get Matthew 1 and 21. And this is Matthew 1 and 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushai, for he shall save his people from their sins. So Yahushai came for only the Israelites. These are his people right here. All of these people. The Negroes down to the Mexicans. Judah and Issachar. You got, where you at, John?
John 7 and 38.
You can start at 35. Because his people have been suffering under this oppressive society. Sure, on the outside it might seem tolerable because we all go to work. It's after Luke. We all go to work. I go to fucking work every fucking day, Monday through Friday. And you know, I just want to say this: every brother out there started off watching videos, and then through the Spirit, you were like, man, yeah, I want to go out there. I want to start teaching. And then furthermore, for me, for example, I was like, I was going in between jobs, and I was like, Lord, if you give me a good job, I'll come out here. I'll come out here and speak. And a lot of us do that. Whatever you're asking for, if you do His commandments, if you go out there and teach Israel who they are, it's not a bunch of Israelites out here, but the ones that do come out here, they fucking turn head. But if you're asking for something and the Lord gives it to you, you got to pay for that. Go ahead, get your scripture.
So we were talking about the image of the Lord. This is John 7 and 38. It says, "He that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water." And it said, as the scripture hath said. And right now we just read how the image of the Lord looked. So if you believe that, you're gonna have you're gonna have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of this Bible.
Now get 35. So you're in the same chapter. Just go to verse 35.
It's the same chapter, verse 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, "Whither will he go? that we shall not find him. Will he go into the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
Because the Gentiles are the people right here living in America. Alright, don't. Hey, that B is correcting the brother right now. See it, we're standing next to his home. This is where he lives. But you know, that's the B. That's the B's nature. Now, we shouldn't be afraid of bees or animals, because we created them. We helped create them. If you're the true man of the Lord, when you get a chance, get 35. All right. So, you know, I'm gonna get something in. I'm starting in Genesis. Hey, just relax, because it senses your spirit. Look at this bee is just fucking hovering around me. I mean peace to you, man. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. God dang, man. Yeah, that bee is gonna win. Still around me? Damn. We just don't want no trouble, bee. Come on, get the fuck out of here. I told you. Fucking bee. Shit. Am I have to kill you? Do I have to kill you? Come on, get out of here. Look at this bee is fucking probably sent by Satan. Go ahead, do your damage, bee. It's teaching me a lesson too. Look it. Alright. This is Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai power had made. And he said unto woman, Yea, hath the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And every tree of the garden is every philosophy out here. And that's where his people are at. Yeah, just hit it with the, there you go. And that tree represents other people's philosophies. This tree right here, I'm gonna move this back right here. The tree of America has many philosophies. It has many fruit from one tree. That tree being wickedness gives fruit to other wickedness. And that's why these people have to be the Lord's people. Because only they would disrespect their power. If we were made in the image of the Most High, then we should keep the laws of the Most High. But since we want to live in this wicked philosophy and thrive in it, we won't understand things. Like you're back in John 7:35.
I'm going to. It's a similar.
All right, get it. All right.
All right. Here's more of the image of the Lord. Daniel 7:9. And I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the ancient days did sit.
And the ancient days is Yahweh Shai and his dad Yahweh, because Yahweh made Yahweh Shai, and then Yahweh Shai made everything else. Come on, motherfucker. It was going all up in my eye, man. Almost stung me in the eye. Now let's move it to the. We gotta give that bee some fucking space. You see? It's all spiritual. We got to give that beast some space. See, because the image of the Lord is very important to all these people scattered amongst the Gentiles. You hear that music over there? That's where his people are at. When it should be over here. Let me get this in Matthew 1. This is Matthew 1:1. The book of the generation, and generation means genealogy, so it goes back to the seed. It goes back to the seed. Who carried that seed? And that seed came from Adam. And then it went to Abraham. And then it went to Isaac. And then it went to Jacob. And then it went to King Solomon. So Yahushua was King Solomon. I'm going to prove it right now. The son of David, the son of Abraham. The son of David and the son of Abraham looked like the brother just read. You want to look for who were made in his image? I think it's in the Apocrypha. Yeah, made in his image. And a lot of people think that that his image is of a white boy. A lot of people think that Yahushua looks like a Caucasian. That's what I thought. Isn't that what you thought? We all thought that until we read that scripture in Revelation. Let me bring that out. Yeah. All right, let's see. All right.
Okay.
No, hold on. Let me get this first. His head, and this is Revelation 1:14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, and whose head and hairs is white like wool? Is it like that picture I was talking about of Caesar Borgia, Serapis Christus? Long ass fucking blonde hair with blue eyes. It doesn't even fucking say. And the scriptures tell you not to have long hair.
Because if you have long hair, that's a shame.
That's supposed to be like a woman, man. Long hair is a glory for a woman.
Because that's what nature says.
According to nature, you guys want to wear tight jeans. Hold on, let me finish this. As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Does a picture of sweet Jesus look like his eyes are a flame of fire? Now, we don't have to even talk about the hair. But are his eyes like a flame of fire? No, hell no. He looks like a motherfucking homosexual. He looks like fucking white sexual chocolate. Man, come on, man.
Because his image, when you look at it, it looks like he's gonna come
and give you a hug. It's gonna be okay.
But the real image, he's gonna come and do war.
Oh man, Matthew 10:34. Who's the best MMA fighters? Who's the best boxers? And Native Americans, especially the Native Americans. That's the truth, man. Can you imagine that shit? 144,000 angels coming down. I mean, we're gonna come down like that. The elect gonna come down like that and show you what real war is like. Man, Esau has those fucking jets. They train so fucking hard and intense in those fucking simulators. Making fast-ass turns that would fucking rip your intestines apart. They got super soldiers. Because they know what's coming, man. They see the potential in these tribes, man. They see the potential in these tribes. They see the potential in you. Oh, that's the only person. And those, well, most of those, I think those guys, they look white. They look white, but who knows, man?
I look white.
Yeah, but he looks white, but he's not. Go ahead.
So this is Matthew 10 and 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I am not to send peace, but a sword.
A sword. What is a sword? A sword is an instrument of death. A sword is an instrument of war. It cuts. It kills. It's a tool.
And who's got the best sword on earth?
This is the best sword right here. This is the sword right here. Go ahead. Everybody looks, but nobody wants to. You know you want to ask a question. Come and ask it, man. You might be part of the elect, man. Oh, I think it's a workplace.
The next verse is Matthew 10 and 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father.
Variance? What's that word variance, man? That means against.
And the daughter against her mother. And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
So when you come into this truth, at first, it's gonna be tumultuous, man. It's gonna be almost like a disaster, man. Your shit's gonna get turned upside down. I mean, that's what happened to me. And then I had to ride the waves, and then I realized, man, the Lord is a man of war. Go ahead.
Matthew 10:36, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
A man's foes should be they of his own household. These people right here, when you tell them who they are and how special they are and that the Lord is for them, they turn against you. They turn against you because they love Esau. Esau is the so-called white man. I say so-called because he's actually red. And not everybody that's white is an Edomite.
Because when you tell them that you're not supposed to be doing certain things that the Bible says, they're going to turn against you. You know? They're going to say, oh no, it's not like that. Or, you know.
That's exactly what they'll say.
Or they're going to do what makes them feel good.
Right. Alright. So now, we're going to go to Revelation. Go to, let's talk about the chick. Well, that was what the Lord looks like a so-called Negro. Let's talk about the chick. And then you got something to say?
Next verse. The next verse, Matthew 10:37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
Oh man, it's self-explanatory.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
Damn.
If you're not putting the Lord first, then
If you're not putting the Lord first, then He's gonna put you last. He might put you out first. You know, especially if you know the name. Once you start saying the name, you should start getting used to being alone. I mean, it's good to hang out with the brothers, but you'll find yourself alone most of the time. Let me go ahead and get this right here. Just finish this topic up. So, just to wrap things up on how he looks, this is Revelation 1 and 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. So how dark is brass already? And then you burn it, it's gonna get even darker. It's gonna look like a so-called Negro. It's gonna look like Judah, like a Negro. And his voice as the sound of many waters. So that's it on his image, man. You can come back to that later. So, that's one of the many secrets that you'll get and receive if you come to this truth. We are on 8th and Harris, right by that fucking Baby's Nutrition, or whatever the fuck that is, and what's that motherfucker? This is basically downtown.
By the Mason store.
By the Masonic, yeah, by the Masonic temple. You see that fucking shit? Yeah. So now we're gonna switch things up to yeah, and then we'll go to how eat them, because it's gonna go right into it. So, all right, let's get Revelation.
13 and 15.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is speaking about the mark of the beast. Okay. Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
Man, this guy has fucking power, man. Have you seen it? We're gonna go watch it. Do you have time to go watch that movie? About the mark? About that dude with that fucking piece, the implant? We should go check that shit out.
Upgrade.
Yeah, upgrade. There you go. And he has power. Read that again, Ock. Perfect, man. Perfect. This is the spirit right here.
Revelation 13 and 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
Just like in that movie, that motherfucker's crippled, right? And they put that chip in there, in the back of his motherfucking head, and what happens? He gives all kinds of power, man. Shit, you fucking 2/3 are gonna take that chip. Lord willing, I don't take it. I can say that right now with gusto, but who knows about that day, man? Lord willing, I got the balls to say, fuck you, Esau, you can go ahead and put me to the guillotine.
Damn. But the next verse says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Damn, now they say actions speak louder than words. You ever heard of that? Okay, so when that chip gets implanted into your motherfucking numbskulls, it's gonna give you some fucking, man, it's gonna speak louder than words. You're not gonna need a key to get into your house. You're not gonna need a fucking credit card to get some money. You're not even gonna have money, man. The money is gonna be on your fucking beep, like that, beep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because it says, who would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Oh shit, there you go. So if you're not gonna take that chip, your ass is gonna get clipped. But Lord willing, this is gonna be a crazy ass time when that happens.
Yep.
Lord willing, then, you know, we get delivered. And that's why that's the tactical disposition that we have on this truth. Tactical meaning a way to prepare for victory. And if you come into this truth, the tactical disposition you should have is to get into the kingdom. You want to be part of that 144,000, man.
For the 1/3.
Or at least the 1/3, there you go. But you know, if these 2/3 got a fucking consolation price anyways. You 2/3 get a consolation price. The only fucking time you get one. You got more on that?
Right.
Keep going, man.
And it keeps going. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor,
Ooh.
free and bond,
Ooh.
to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
All, both great and small. That means big nations, little nations, small people, little people. It means big corporations, small corporations, because there's no fucking countries anymore. So out of those three, it means all of them, but more importantly, the New World Order is gonna be the fucking company. It's gonna be a big ass company. That's why they fucking call it the New World Order, man, because this is a new, look at, for example, this United States has two fucking flags. It has a flag representing the country, which doesn't have any fringes on it, and then they have the one that they have in the courts, which has the gold fringes around it, which is held liable to maritime law. And you're gonna be forced to take that chip because you won't be able to fucking work. You won't be able to, because the way it's gonna force you to take it by work is at work I have this card, right? And I scan it by the door and I open the door. That's pretty fucking close to that, putting it in your hand. How they're already doing it in Sweden. So what would force me to do that? Nothing would force me to do that. I'm being, I'm setting you up for a similitude. Let's say they told me, hey, you know what, boss? I'm not a boss over here, but hey, you know what, boss? You've been working hard. We're gonna give you a fucking raise, but as you know, the economy's not too good. Shit's hitting the floor. We're gonna have to switch to a new currency, but we want to keep you on, and we're gonna make you filthy rich because we know that you've been working hard. And then I'll be like, no thanks. And then they're gonna be like, what do you mean no thanks? And they're gonna put me to death because I'm gonna, like I said on that scripture before, you got that. You want to get it?
Same scripture?
No, the one before that. The two before that. The one that if 13 and 15, I think.
Oh. Will it be killed?
Yeah.
And who would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Because if you take that image, that chip, you have to worship the fucking system, the image of the beast, backing it. This currency, this dollar, fading fast, is the image of the beast.
And the word for mark in the Hebrew, that's a charagma, right?
Oh, in Greek it's charagma.
Okay.
You want to look it up and oh wait, what is it, man? It's kind of hard to switch from languages in different languages like that. But I got Revelation 12 and 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So the great dragon was cast out. That old serpent, that's a clue. That old serpent represents Esau, which is a so-called white man in charge of all this society right here. They're the ones that are killing you with the drugs, with the pharmaceuticals. They